rages around like an ocean in my head. I can almost feel you walking in the distance, but I know that it's not reality. If you are echoing around inside these parallel dimensions all alone, know I'll find you in my dreams.
Pressing the button.
Hello, friends, and welcome. This is Above the Fold, episode 8. My name is Scott, and we're pretty much here to talk about video games. Some good stuff has happened this week, including Bungie teases the return of the Banished and our impressions of the Night City Wire showcase. So, joining me this week, as usual, is Arrow.
Hola.
And Nuns and Moses.
Hello.
So, gents, first segment of the day is well, of the week actually, is Marvel Avengers. They had their own little showcase going on. Um, they pretty much showed a bit like they showed a fair bit. Not, I wouldn't say they showed anything new, but they showed a lot of Thor gameplay and pretty much how the co-op works. Have you guys had any chance to have a look at any of the gameplay? Femi, have you had a chance
I did have a look at it actually today, this afternoon.
today?
And I was saying to you earlier that I did like the way Thor looked. It looked interesting. The fact that you can fly, I guess, unlimitedly, that appeals to me. Any chance I can get to fly around in the game always an A star for me. So yeah, I like the way it looks, but I don't know much about it, to be honest. I haven't really been keeping an eye about this game in particular. I think, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say yet, but to be honest, like it's all very new to me. It looks interesting, but I don't have much info to say whether it's how I feel about it.
I'm in a similar boat. I mean, we all love Avengers, Marvel, and all that. So this is primarily they're going for like a live as a service kind of approach. Now, Adam, you've dabbled in a lot of live as service games. What are your thoughts on Marvel Avengers? Have you seen anything to make you change your mind? I know you've been on the fence in the past.
I could be honest with this. When I first seen the first trailer, it looked fantastic. But I did watch a few more minutes of the gameplay. I'm in two minds. It looked fantastic at first. Then the gameplay, I think it's because that they're not using the movie characters, and it just looks weird.
Yeah.
Hulk, obviously, you can't really change Hulk. Thor is different. Iron Man, obviously when he takes his mask off, different. I don't know, it just looks weird. I just can't love it enough. I think I need to actually maybe give it a go.
It's
just threw us off.
Yeah, I mean, with that threw me off initially. I think it threw a lot of people off because they're trying to go for more realistic graphics.
Yeah.
It seemed like they couldn't, get the rights to use the actors' faces from the films. So they went with more of an uncanny valley kind of approach where it's kind of the same, but kind of not, and a bit creepy.
Yeah.
So, like in this showcase, they did actually show off some stuff we can expect going forward with the game, like hero missions, co-op war zones. So they're pretty much another.
You also get to play a Stretch Armstrong,
essentially. Stretch Armstrong. That's blasphemy. Gosh, you're showing your age there, mate.
It's the female version of Stretch Armstrong. That's how I think about it.
Basically, yeah. I think
like Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, yes, pretty much, yeah.
Essentially, I think her name's Camilla Khan, I believe. And I don't really know much about her, I'll be honest. In fact, I know next to nothing about it except for what I've seen in the gameplay, and that's where she can stretch certain body parts and make them bigger. Like her hands and her legs and stuff like that. So she's essentially the female version of Mr. Fantastic. But she is one of the playable characters for this game. So we've got Black Widow, we've got Thor, we've got Iron Man, Hulk, and Captain America. So it's yeah. I mean, we've got some gameplay. Adam, if you want to chuck that up, mate, we've got some Thor gameplay going on. So.
Yeah, that was the one that I saw that I thought was interesting. Which I don't know like how the powers work exactly. I wanted to just know more about how this is going to play out.
Well, this trailer sold me. I will be honest. I was like, "Ooh, this looks really good. I might have to try and get this. I mean, give it a go." But if a little bit later, the next gameplay, they just threw us off. I'm going to have to see more of it. Maybe if it's free, I might get it. I doubt that's going to happen.
I'm hoping there's a demo or a beta, to be honest. So I think a lot of people are on the fence with this game. Well, that's just from my personal view of the internet.
Tony Stark there's, I don't know. It just throws me off with the not getting the actual characters involved. Yeah, I know what you said about not having the rights, etc. But at least try. Please get the rights.
At least try. Well, we don't know. They could have done, but they've. I mean, this is the initial gameplay trailer. Initial. Yeah, I suppose it was a gameplay trailer. So this is what we first saw of the game.
Yeah.
This week they did show off, like I said, mentioned earlier, the hero missions and the co-op war zones. These are modes where you can go up with 3 other people, 3 other players, and you take on AIM. So AIM is the bad guys. It's led by MODOK. MODOK's taken a bit of a change of appearance this time around. I don't know if you guys know 90s MODOK.
I have seen him, but I don't know enough about him.
No, me neither.
Well, it is a bit ridiculous, but they seem to have made him a bit more serious this time around. They did pretty much release a Marvel's Avengers. So see, this looks really good. It was basically just a villain showcase. So we got Taskmaster there as well. He's a badass. I think he's also in the new Black Widow movie as well, if I remember correctly. So, I mean, they're going for like a Destiny approach to this game, and the customization is probably from what I've seen, there's a lot to it. There's costumes from all over the comic universe, the Marvel universe. So, I suppose I need to get the game in my hands to know whether I'm gonna stick with it. To be honest, and I think I can. I mean, just the graphics don't look bad, but again, it's Uncanny Valley area. So, I mean, it's definitely got a very interesting premise. Have you guys seen this trailer before?
No.
Are you familiar with what's going down?
This is actually the first time I've seen this.
Well, I watched it earlier on today.
But
so essentially, I'll just run it down for you then, Femi. They pretty much for what I remember, this was a few weeks ago that I watched this, but they Captain died, and pretty much the whole world's turning on the Avengers. So they kind of went in hiding, but they're kind of back. Well, that was nice armor. So that's pretty much all I know about it. There's not very much, I'll be honest, but it's an interesting premising, seeing them as bad guys, but
what
by the view of the
what do you think of Stretch Armstrong then? What do you actually think of that sort of character? Is it? Do you think it's just too simple?
Is about?
Or it's too weird? Sorry, not simple. Weird.
Are we going about Camilla?
Yeah.
Khan, or
but no, it's
Mr. Fantastic. So
Camilla.
I don't know. I think like there she is now on screen. I don't know. I think stretch abilities are quite lame.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
if
what I
it was
thought.
Mr. Fantastic there, I would have said the same thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's not many females in this, so I suppose
There's a lot better. There's a lot better abilities out there, though, isn't there, to kind of make a story around? I would think. I just feel, I don't know. I could have done a bit more on the character.
she does seem a bit out of place. I think they're trying to go for. Well, she's pretty much a rookie, isn't she? I think they're trying to go for. Oh well, I don't remember that. So yeah, I mean, I'm very curious to see what kind of whether they'll add DLC to this game. I want it to be good. Like, I'm not criticizing it for there's MODOK. I'm not criticizing it for the sake of criticizing it. I want to buy it and I want to enjoy it. But as it stands right now, I'm not sure what the game is because it's hard. It's easy to imagine a Destiny-like universe because we've got one. But when it comes to this kind of third-person game, I don't know what to expect. We're going to see other people running around. We're going to see lots of Iron Men. But I mean, that's pretty much what we saw. We saw more gameplay. They went into detail on the new moves. So I say new moves. They went into detail on what we can expect when we first boot up the game. So each character has 3 different types of heroic special moves players can use. And what I read, if you're playing as Thor, you can the skill tree is quite customizable. You can, if you chose to, just be a ranged character, so you could be flying in the air and just summon bolts, or you can go the opposite direction and be in the thick of it with your hammer. So from what I've read, it seems quite flexible.
So just quickly to jump in, Robo in the chat, welcome. So we're talking about the Marvel game. And I just want to just quickly touch on what you said. The Marvel Avengers game. They could have pulled any character, for example, Captain Marvel, which is probably the most recent hero based on what's been out there from a Marvel franchise. It's so I don't know who's asking for her. I don't know who was saying like, man, let's get this specific hero in. I didn't even know there was a hero like this to be honest. I'm not like the most knowledgeable person about the Marvel world and lore and everything, but if they wanted to have any kind of representation of recent heroes, there's more, I guess, more heroes they could have picked from. I'm just curious to understand why that hero.
There's no
in particular.
wow factor for me.
What was the rationale?
There's no like, wow, that's a really good character.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't wait to use that one, but to me, no. There's like you say, there's a lot more characters out there that I think they could have used to give them a bit more wow factor. But that's just me.
Don't get me wrong. I'm glad they're bringing some diversity to the franchise. If you ask me, that they need to do that a bit more. I mean, I think there's other more interesting characters they could have brought. I mean, look at Miles Morales, for example, in the latest Spider-Man game that was showcased at the PlayStation event. I'd love to. I mean, why is there an Avengers game without Spider-Man? That's what I want to know. We've got Falcon, for example. I mean, what about Bishop from the X-Men franchise? I'm all for diversity. I just don't understand the appeal for another. I mean, if it was like I said, Mr. Fantastic, I would have said, well, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. Needless to say, it's still on my radar. Purely because it's Marvel. If it was anything else, then I might not have been that interested. But so what I don't know really is, I guess it's 3-player co-op. Could you see yourself playing this on release for me?
I have to see more. I don't know. You'd have to remind me when it comes up, because it's not something that it looks. When I saw the gameplay, it looks interesting enough to be like, okay, I'll have a look at that. I'll have a go at that. But I'm not going to be writing it down on my to get game list after this. It's something you have to like, oh, by the way, Femi, don't forget Marvel Avengers games coming out this week.
It's not on your wish list.
I want to check. Yeah, it's not my wish list. If there's a beta that comes out, I'll definitely check it out. But it's interesting enough for me to check out a beta, then make my decision from there, if there is one.
I've got a funny feeling that there's a beta and that's exclusive to PlayStation.
Surprise.
Cool, then.
I'm pretty sure there is. So, being the only person who has a PlayStation, I might have to just stream that for you, gents.
Oh, thanks.
At least that way you can get an idea.
Thank you very much for that.
It's
so you'll be getting this on day one as well?
Not on PlayStation. PC. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I mean, there's characters out there that I would have said, fuck yes. I mean, if I was able to play, I don't know, as Venom, Spider-Man, my favourites, I would have said just for that name alone. But the only characters I really care about there is Iron Man and Captain America. And I mean, I'm playing Marvel Alliance 3 on my Switch, and none of those characters are in my roster ever. So,
Fair enough.
It's fine.
Fair enough.
But anyway, let's move on. Let's move on to something a little bit more exciting. Well, exciting for me at least, because you guys know how much I like Halo. I mean, fuck, me and Adam, that's how we met.
Yeah.
So,
love at first sight.
Basically, 3-4. Yeah, love at first sight. Love at first kill. So 3. Let me explain that actually. Rather than have that as a throwaway sentence. They're playing double teams.
Let them think about it.
Wait, that doesn't help either. Anyway, Halo. Back to Halo. So, 343 Industries teased the return of the Banished in Halo Infinite. So, I'm going to assume you guys don't know who the Banished are or anything like that. The Banished are pretty much a group of. They were a group of the Covenant from obviously the Halo franchise, and they're pretty much. They're like a mercenary organization set up after the rebellion of the Covenant Empire, blah, 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 blah. But they're largely made up of brutes, grunts, jackals, elites, and hunters. All the fun stuff. So these guys were introduced in Halo Wars 2, with a big baddie being Atriox. And I know, Adam, you've played some of Halo Wars 2.
Yeah.
Hey, in fact, Halo Wars 1.
Yeah.
I'm curious. What are your thoughts to the Banished being in Halo Infinite? Do you have a problem with Brutes being back?
No, I love Brutes, to be honest. I really did. They're just you don't see enough of them in my eyes. But again, this is one of the.
We've not actually seen them since Halo 4.
That's right.
Sorry to cut you off, mate.
Oh.
We've not seen them since Halo 4 or 5. So, like you, I think it's a welcome return. But one question I want to ask you, Femi and Adam. I'll ask you first, Adam. Is is this a good enough teaser to be? Is this the kind of things we can expect going forward? Because this game is going to be a bit of a big deal. It's a big deal for Microsoft, because I think if they fuck up Halo with this console launch, do you think that they can recover? Can Microsoft recover? Because I think they are putting in everything in their basket for this one. So, Adam, what are your thoughts on this in general? Really, I want to know what you think about the Banished. Do you want to see the Halo Wars timeline in the new Halo Infinite, or was you expecting a more of brand new storyline, a complete utter reboot kind of thing?
I would have loved a complete reboot. Again, I'm in two minds. I've loved the Halo Wars. It's hard to say. It really is hard to say for me. I have missed Halo 5. Is it Halo 5? I've lacked on playing Halo over the past few years. I really need to start getting back into it.
The last one was.
So this is going to be one of the. I think this is going to get me back into it. I really want to see the Brutes. I love Brutes. I love throwing sticky grenades at them and then going crazy. But yeah, that's one of the games I'm going to get back into and really start sitting down and have a look at the Halo again.
Yeah, I've jumped back into the Halo Insider program for Halo 3, and I was lucky enough to be selected. I'm wondering, Femi, what was the last Halo game that you played? Because I know you're not into Halo as much as me or Adam here. So does this excite you? I want to know what last Halo you played was it Halo 2 with me when they
no. I actually played Guardians. I played Halo 5 Guardians.
That's right.
But I never finished it because like so many other games, I don't know what the fuck happened. I just just stopped halfway. But just purely by how people's how they felt about the story and the whole it's such a letdown compared to the Halo. I never really went back to it again. Other games came out, so last game I said I properly played was before. I think it was probably Halo 2 or 3.
It was definitely went through.
Yeah, it was definitely one before Halo 5 anyway. I don't know what, but for me, it's again, I don't mind if it's a new story or it's a continuation of an already existing story, just as long as the story makes sense and the game feels right. That's my main thing. You can do something new or continue from an existing story. Just make sure you hit the high notes when they're meant to be hit and the low notes. Like, just give me a good story that I'm actually like, wow, okay, this is really good. I'm invested in it. And give me a good game that makes me feel like a badass when I play it. That's all. So it's for me, that's how I see it. You either do a new thing or you do something that's existing, but just do it well enough to make all your existing fans feel like, okay, yes, we're back on track. And those new people that may not really be so into the Halo series be like, okay, this is a hella good game. So that's why I stand on it, to be honest.
I think that would be great. I mean, I kind of want a soft reboot, to be honest. Me personally, they kind of went in a direction I genuinely don't know how they're going to recover from. With Halo 5, that pretty much ended up being caught. I mean, with spoilers, is it spoilers at this point?
No, it's been a few years now.
What, 5 years?
That's
So
fine.
Cortana ended up being the big bad guy at the end. Master Chief still wanted to save her, still giving her the benefit of the doubt and all that. I want this to be a soft reboot. I want more Master Chief. Locke can just disappear somewhere. As cool as he was, I loved the whole. I loved his fighting. I mean, Nathan Fillion is back as Buck. He was in the Halo 3 ODST game. So I want the focus to be on Master Chief and Cortana. That's how it should have been. That's how I want it to be going.
That's Halo at the end of the day. That is just Halo.
Sorry, just quickly jump in. I don't mind games trying something new. I mean, look at Mass Effect, the one with Andromeda. That's obviously been pan out how they pan out, but you have to give them credit for trying something different. So
I suppose, yeah. You've got to give them credit. I mean, they did the same thing with Halo 2, and that paid off because they introduced the Arbiter.
Exactly.
So I suppose this was just a hit and miss, but that wasn't the problem with the game. Locke was just, he took up too much screen time. People wanted Master Chief.
This is like, I know for me, like, okay, I'm probably just gonna be like, maybe because I don't feel strongly towards it. I don't mind if maybe they're like, you know what, let's highlight somebody else. Let's give some more spotlight to somebody else, because Master Chief may not always be how the franchise or how they want to take this Halo series for the rest of, I don't know when they want to keep doing Halo. So maybe it was them trying to say, you know what, why don't we try and do this? Maybe make this person be the carrier of the Halo franchise, or just try something different. So again, people like their comforts.
To me, yeah, that's what I mean. I've grown up with Halo being Master Chief, and that's it. The other day, really, and that's what I love. That's what I fell in love with.
Master Chief.
And you are right. I think they want to change, don't they? They want to try and push so they can go further with the game. I would assume. But to me, Halo is about Master Chief and Cortana. To me.
Yes.
In 2030, if there's still Master Chief guys, come on, like that would be ridiculous.
I will lose my shit. No.
It makes no sense. Like that just shows, for me, that would just show a lack of creativity on their part, because they're relying on one character.
You kill a game then
to solely carry a franchise, or like they like we have to.
Do you not heard of Mario?
Well, yes, true. That is why I don't play any other Mario games now ever, because it's the same thing. Like there's only so much Mario in the kitchen, Mario as a freaking plumber, Mario as a teacher that I can handle. Like that in itself is already done. It's like
I get you.
So it's like, I personally, again, this is what I'm saying, might be an unpopular opinion. Like 2030, if I still see a Master Chief, it means that there's literally just giving you guys what you want and making money of it without having to stretch their imagination whatsoever. And if that's what you guys want, if that's what most people want, then that's fine. But again, you might be missing out what they could have done if maybe we as consumers said, you know what, give us something completely different. Let's see what else you can do. And it might not be the best thing. It might be the best thing, but if we don't give them the chance to, or push them to do it, we'll never know. So that's where I'm coming from. So
Master Chief is a bit unlike most characters because he very rarely speaks, and that's intentional. They want people to think they want them to take his place, to be, to be Master Chief, and that's on purpose. But I think the way they left the last game in Halo 4, you're seeing a bond between Cortana, and I think fans aren't getting any closure from that. They like where it's going, but it's not quite getting there. Now, I get what you're saying. They want, I suppose, if they're going to try new things, that's great. You do it in an expansion. You don't do it in a mainline game. Halo fans are rabid fans, man. They are very, very passionate about Master Chief. I'm passionate about Master Chief. I've got a Master Chief helmet right next to me. I love Master Chief.
If they give you guys closure, right? Let's say they give you the closure that every Halo fan wants. It's not going to be enough. You'll be like, no. I want a second closure. That closure was not.
It's got to be good closure. If I get the same, no. If I get the same closure that Logan had, I'd be happy. That was the perfect way to end the franchise.
Do not believe that if Master Chief, the character Master Chief dies, there is no way people will not go absolutely ape shit. Like people will be like, no. How can they do that to massive franchise. That is stupid. You guys all deserve to lose your jobs. Like I can see this happening. I can really see this happening because again,
I know, I agree. It should never happen. I don't want it to happen, but I'm saying we might be closer than we think. I mean, was it? I think Mike Downs, the VA of Master Chief. I mean, he's getting on a bit. He's not going to be around forever. I mean, he's obviously not that old, but he's not, you know. But at the same time, it's nice that they try. I think the problem is that they try to force lock on us too much rather than gradually. Because each time I was playing as Lock, I was like, I want to play as Master Chief. But anyway, we're getting to the weeds a bit. So let's get back to the return of the Banished. So what's happened is they pretty much released a short teaser. It's a communication device cipher for a signal, features a very gravelly voice, which kind of sounds like a brute to me. That's how much Halo I've played. I know how brutes sound like. Mm-hmm. So we don't have any video for it because it's pretty much just a voice recording of somebody talking on a little voice sample, whatever. But what this being says is the hour approaches, forces occupy the ring. Within hours, it will be under our control. Humanity will burn. The brazen defiance will be all but a memory. No more prophets, no more lies. We stand together, brothers to the end. We are his will. We are his legacy. We are the Banished. So when they say we are his will, we are his legacy, I'm going to assume they're talking about Atriox because he's the founder of the Banished. So just from reading this alone, we know it's not going to be a full reboot because they're talking about no more prophets. The last prophet was taken down in the previous Halo games. I mean, I think Halo 2, you took out 2, I believe. So maybe it's a soft reboot. They're definitely giving it a whole new engine. The slip space engine looks phenomenal, and we are seeing it on screen right now. The game is going to look. I mean, we've not seen the gameplay as of yet. We did see a short clip, 2018, I believe, and we saw what Master Chief looks like in his new armor. So they've gone. I say new armor. It's more of it's like an inspired by the original armor. Yes, definitely a different shade of green. So it looks more like a retro Spartan, but still not. I don't know. It doesn't look silly. It looks.
It's now running in an Unreal Engine instead of the old. That's the only difference. Yeah. No, I get what you mean. It does look good. It does look nice. It's getting polished as the years go on. So it should, because it's a new next gen game. But no, not next gen game. But you know what I mean. It's a new game. All new games should have better graphics. But when it comes to the Banished, I'm looking forward to seeing. Did the Prophet have that like a glowing axe, or was it a glowing mace?
The gravity hammer.
That's the one. Gravity hammer. That what he had?
That was.
And he had the old like dreadlock kind of beard. Yeah, yes. Yeah.
Oh,
that's
he was pretty much the one of the bad guys of Halo 3, wasn't he? Because there was a mean little boss fight where he takes down Sergeant Johnson. Was it? Or was it? I don't remember now. I mean, we might have to go through it again.
I'm up for that. I'm up for that.
Guilty.
if you want to do that.
So they are slowly bringing them to PC as well. Like I said earlier, they're slowly. I say slowly. They are implementing Halo, the next Halo games quickly. They've announced that they're bringing the fire team chat. Right. That's definitely. They're bringing. What was it called? Halo, the fire team. Is that what it's called? ODST. It's pretty much their horde mode.
Oh, right, okay.
It was the first time it was introduced to a Halo game. Well, they're adding it back to the Master Chief Collection anyway. So, that's something else I want to check out. So, we will eventually get all the games on PC. I'm hoping before this Halo Infinite comes out. But either way, I'm excited. I mean, just reminding watching this trailer, there's a bit of a spotlight on the wildlife and the open areas. I'm wondering. are we going to expect maybe an open world game? Would you guys like an open world game for Halo? That'd be different.
That'll be different, all right. No, I think it'll be a bit too different for me. Too much change. I don't like change.
Yeah. I'd be open to more of a wide linear. So you get, I mean, we do traditionally have those in Halo anyway, whether it's just big open areas with vehicles and stuff getting from A to B. Yeah. Halo Reach had a lot of those. So, I'm very curious, Femi, coming from someone who doesn't really play Halo, never really understood how cool it was to play Master Chief. He didn't really grasp the Halo multiplayer being one of the best multiplayers ever made. What are your thoughts on Halo Infinite, just as a whole, generally speaking?
After spitting that rhetoric you just spat out just now, I don't think I should say anything else. So clearly, whatever I say now will be totally unpopular, which I'm fine with. I'm very, very fine. And I live in this comfy, unpopular house. We have drinks. We have snacks. So again, like I said, okay. Your first question, when you ask Adam, whether if it makes sense for it to be linear or an open wide game. Again, would they do it because most games now are either like open world type games and just like, let's just be part of that group, let's just throw it in there. Would it make sense? If they do it that way, then that's rubbish. Like you have the intention from the ground up saying, okay, this is going to be an open world game, make it so. Otherwise, just stick to what works. There's nothing wrong with a nice linear game. Like look at Doom. Doom is a straightforward ass-kicking game. It's just it knows what it is, and that's fine. I played other Halo games as well, like Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3. They're not big open wide games. You're not looking for loot or anything like that. I mean, there are some secrets here and there, but there's always a path from where you need to go to, and that path is clearly laid out. Like just for me, just if you want to do something different, just do it well. Otherwise, just stick to what you know and do that shit well. So that's I just want to quickly say to that. So I don't know, like I'm looking forward to playing this because it's going to launch with the new Xbox, obviously. I have nothing against Halo. I've always enjoyed the story. I didn't finish the last one, so I can't say much about the ones I have played. I've always enjoyed the story. So I'm looking forward to see what they do with this one. I'm looking forward to see what they do with Halo Infinite. There's a lot of hype around it. Again, all those games that have hype around it. I just hope that it can actually meet maybe my standards are not as high as those of you that are diehard Halo fans, but I think that it's going to be good. I have a good feeling about it, but whether good in the sense of you guys that are more in tune with Halo franchise, that's more of a wait and see. But I think for me personally, I think I'm excited about it. Whatever comes, I will enjoy it for what it is. That's how I'm going to look at it. So yeah,
awesome.
Well, I'm also in the same boat. I'm very positive about where they're going with this. They've pretty much poured millions into this, and I think I think with it, there's a lot of stress on them right now for this game to be good. I mean, we haven't had a Halo launch title since the first game, I believe.
Didn't they come out with Xbox 360? No.
No, that was no. It came. No. Halo 2 came out before that.
I know one came out.
Yeah. It was the original. I think it was the original. You can probably check it for me, but I'm fairly certain that it was only the first Halo game that was a launch title. So, I mean, we're definitely going to see
some rhinos.
I say definitely. I say like I know, but I think we can be fairly sure that this game will be shown at next month's showcase. Me personally, I could probably speak for a lot of people after the last show that they need to show some gameplay.
Oh yes.
Can't have another show like the third-party showcase they had, where they said it was gameplay and it was just a mix, and we don't know what was what. So I mean, this does get me a bit hyped. I shouldn't say pumped.
I'm keeping away from you then.
I'll get humped. So, oh man, that's the cider for you. So, I mean, we will probably likely see this in next month's showcase, which I mean we're almost at the end of June now, aren't we? So
Yeah.
they have come forward and said the showcase won't be the start of the month; it'll probably be the end. They've not got a specific date or time for it yet, but we'll, I'll be there. I mean, no matter what time of the day, early hours of the morning, I'll be watching it for sure. Just for you guys, just so I can put together this show.
I would say that just quickly, they have to definitely have this game come out as an absolute screamer right off from the bat, because Sony is launching nukes, multiple nukes. So Halo has this one massive hell of a nuke and needs to be that. It needs to come out screaming and kicking from the gate. So, but I'm hopeful. Like you said, they are pouring loads of resources on it. So, let's see what they do. But yeah,
we never mentioned the new Slipspace engine, have we? It's
oh
a
no,
brand.
I did.
Oh, did you? Sorry.
I did.
Yeah.
I did mention.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll be listening. So that's brilliant.
It's fine. It's not easy to multitask producing and everything else. So you get a pass.
How many? Is that the only game
mean, that's probably why
they've put the engine out on? So is it just Halo?
Yeah,
it's a 343, isn't it?
This game.
That's their engine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Ooh, because I just realised that. Didn't I? I'm gonna have to take a look at that. Anyways, carry on.
So, moving on from that, I know we're all excited for Halo. So Rocksteady, who you guys might know from the good Arkham games, they're reportedly working on a Suicide Squad game. Now, this I found interesting. So, of course, this is when I say reportedly, I mean Eurogamer have found a list of leaked domain names, and they include the Suicide Squad, KillTheJusticeLeague.com, SuicideSquadGame.com, GothamKnightsGame.com. So, I mean, are we thinking that Kill the Justice League is the new title for this game? What?
If the register is,
What do you think of a Suicide Squad game? Does this do anything for you?
Again, I have to see what exactly. What is it going to be? Like,
it's going to be third. It's got to be third person. This is Rocksteady, so picture a third person.
Arkham, like
think Arkham Knight, but with Suicide Squad characters. So there was a lot to Suicide Squad. Strongest of them, I think, is Diablo, which is like a fire human demon. But anyway, I'm curious. Yeah, does this actually do anything for you?
I wouldn't mind playing. I wouldn't mind playing as Joker. Joker was in Suicide Squad, right? So
briefly,
I think it was. Originally, it wasn't. Yeah. Well, based. Hang on. Let's just check.
Yeah, it was briefly, wasn't he?
He was take control, Joker.
yeah. He was in Suicide Squad.
He was
based on the movie. If I go off on the movie now, lore-wise, I'm not sure. But playing as Harley Quinn, Deadshot.
Deadshot.
That'd be quite fun. I would mind playing as Harley.
Yeah, I don't. Again, I like the idea. I would like to explore it. I just have to see what exactly. If it's gonna be like, who are they facing? Justice League? Is it gonna be like?
Presumably.
It's gonna be like Injustice.
See that Rocksteady did the Batman VR game, didn't they?
They did.
Yes, they did. Yeah. Probably the last thing they published.
Yeah, so I mean that's obviously VR first person, so I wouldn't be. Could go both ways. Third or first.
They did acknowledge that was a test. I'd be very surprised if this was a VR
No,
game.
I didn't mean it was going to be a VR game. I mean first person or third person. If I wouldn't mind being Deadshot as a first person.
Yeah, I'm
Harley Quinn in third, swinging a baseball bat around. That'd be quite cool.
Yeah, I'm curious about it. Yeah,
they do. I suppose they do have some avenues to delve into. So I don't know. The whole thing to me seems so far-fetched. I mean, I know that sounds ridiculous because this is a Marvel game, but Suicide Squad taking the Justice League? Are you stupid? So But no, they also mention Gotham Knights.
Oh yeah, I forgot that.
So this refers to obviously an unannounced Batman game, which we've not heard before.
Yeah.
And apparently this is being developed by Arkham Origins studio, Warner Brothers, Montreal. Arkham Origins wasn't a bad Batman game, but it was definitely the weakest of the lots. It had Deathstroke in it. I like Deathstroke.
Ooh, yeah.
So there was a lot of speculation that the Gotham Knights could be that Court of Owls game. So I don't know if you guys have been following, but they have been teasing the shit out of Court of Owls for almost a year now, and they've handled it terribly because they tease it and then they go quiet for months and months and months. So I think we are due to see something. Whether it's going to be at the Xbox showcase, I hope so, because I can't see any more showcases coming up anytime soon. I think most of the showcases behind us, most of the big reveals are behind us, unless a lot have been held back for the Xbox event, which I hope so. I genuinely hope so. Which I'm thinking, which might explain why the EA showcase was so lackluster.
Yeah.
So we did touch on that last week, I believe. So if you want any more impressions on that, feel free to jump back in our YouTube channel to check them out. So we actually Warner Bros. Did tease an upcoming fandom event in August. So I suppose they could reveal information there.
Digital events?
I would expect so. I mean, the fandom event is pretty much an all-encompassing DC event, not just video games. So that's the only time I could. If anything's not announced, if it's not announced that the Xbox showcase potentially could be there, we don't know. But then again, with the way things are, it could drop any day now, and just on their YouTube channel, and we can just see it pop up on our feed. But we don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for it. There's potentially two games in the DC universe, and I mean, Arkham Knight was fantastic. The tank missions were shite, but everything else was fantastic. But I'm curious, have you guys played any of the Arkham games at all?
Yes.
I haven't played any, but I've seen gameplay about it, or on it, I should say. It's always been interesting. I don't know why I haven't played it, to be honest. Again, it's one of those things that I just didn't play it. No good reason, just didn't play it.
Oh, fair enough. Well, I think you're in the unique position, because I think if you did wish to go back, I would always recommend starting with the first one, because my personal experience, they got better each time. They improved. The first one was a very linear game. Second one, they introduced an open world, and the third one, they went bigger and bolder with the tank and the vehicle aspects. Because I think the third one was the first time they introduced the vehicle as
it was
something you could use.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So. What about you then, Adam? Have you played any of them? I
played the first and second one. I loved the second one. I loved the open world aspect of it, zipping through. Then when the third one came out with the drivable vehicles, I thought the city was too small for them vehicles, as in tight streets. I don't know, I wasn't that keen, but the second one's always been my favorite.
Have you been to Gotham? That's exactly how it is.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and I didn't like that. I would rather sit in Newcastle in the open area. But you get what I mean. I love the second one, and I would always kind of. Again, I've never really touched much on the third, so I haven't got much opinion on the third. I just thought the vehicles are a bit. For me, I like how Batman is. You use Batman for who he is. Yes, he has got all this arsenal. Now I think about it, the whole point of Batman is his arsenal of weapons and all the money you can build vehicles and all that sort of thing. But for me, the second one's always been the pinnacle for me. Zipping around and hanging people upside down, fighting combat scenes. That's always been my favorite. Yeah, the gadgets. It's always been good. The remote control Batarang. That's always been my favorite.
Yeah. So I mean, there's definitely more Batman stories they can tell. I hope they do it justice. I mean, Rocksteady have been busy for over 5 years now on something, and I can't imagine they'd dedicate the entire studio for the VR game. So I want to know more as soon as possible because I'm sick of waiting. I'm sick of them teasing. They just need to drop something. I mean, if they just drop a 4 minute, like a 2 minute teaser or something, I'm going to lose my shit. I'm sick and tired of being teased. Every time I turn around, I'm being teased by something. So, but anyway, let's move on. So the main segment of this week is, of course, Cyberpunk. So
Again?
but assume you guys know what Cyberpunk is. I know we keep talking about Cyberpunk. We love Cyberpunk. So the main segment is they've just revealed this chair. So this, so they had this showcase. We'll touch on the chair later on because I mean I need a new chair. It looks amazing. So they had it's a showcase. It's the Night City Wire showcase. Guys, have you had a chance to watch this?
Yes. Earlier on today I did. Holy shit. It is
the improvement in graphic fidelity over the last time we saw it in 2018. There's a lot going on. So
if they upgraded stuff like this, you know how they put it back on to fix bugs and upgrades, put it back another month, if they can make something better than what they've just released here. Yeah, absolutely, just unbelievable. Can't wait.
I mean, I am so stoked for this game. Like we see right now, we did see some Wildlands kind of area. Mm-hmm. That kind of sets up what I want to say next, because they let a lot of personalities, YouTube personalities, get hands on with the game. They got about 4 hours. So they were allowed to create a character, and they could also choose prologues. So
they could also choose what? Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Prologues.
Oh, right, okay.
So
yeah.
they're essentially you choose your starting area pretty much. So having watched this gameplay, Femi, I know you've not been as blinded by hype as me. What are your thoughts? Have you had a chance to watch this?
I am intentionally not watching any gameplay ever since the last initial gameplay, like I think it was 30 minutes gameplay, the one that we saw him driving away in the car and whatever. Can't remember. That was quite old. But ooh, Keanu Reeves. So yeah, that was a long time ago, and I've said I wouldn't watch any other gameplay because I don't want to have to be like, I've seen all of this because I watched teasers and previews and all of that. I want it to be as new as possible. So it's me protecting myself so I can be pure. I don't know why I chose that word. Pure when I actually get my hands on this game. So I am hyped about it. This looking at it again, I'm like,
but it can go so many different ways. For me, I understood what you were saying there, how you don't want to spoil anything, but the storyline could go there's so many ways to do the storyline, supposedly, and I don't think I would be spoiling anything. Yes, there's a couple of little cinematic scenes there, which, you might see again, but the way you drive the story, it's going to change a hell of a lot. And I
get that. Going off that, Adam, the team behind it, CD Projekt Red, they are renowned for their side missions.
Yeah.
Even during the live show, they had the side mission team on talking about what we can expect. Now, you guys haven't played as much Witcher 3 that I have, and let me tell you, the side missions were the best content in the game, and there's probably a lot that I haven't seen. And this game they're touting it to be the same kind of setup. So what we could be watching now, everything we're seeing here now is from what I've been told is from the start of the game. However many hours in that is, probably 4 or 5 hours in. So we are barely scratching the surface of what we're seeing here. So just going back to the the prologues, what they're called is their life paths, essentially. So you create your character and you choose your backstory. So you've got the nomads. These guys, they're kind of like wanderers from outside the Night City. You start off outside the Night City. Now, these are the most unique prologue because it's the only class to start outside the Night City and work your way there. Whereas you've got corpos, these are the corporate elites. They're like the high end kind of. They have their each life path has their own story background, obviously. And we've got street kids. These are kids who grew up on the streets, very crude, very blunt, not as well mannered as the corpos, obviously. But again, these. Yeah, exactly. They pretty much. I mean, your class starts in a bar, from the impressions I've read. So they all have their own unique starting point.
I like that.
I mean, which kind of class appeals to you guys?
High tech for me.
Let's go with you, mate.
I think the high corp ones.
Corpo.
Yeah. Just get in there, lots of money, get it done. But then again, I do want to experience the outside world as well, though, to kind of work, because I do like working my way up to things. So I don't know. Actually, now I think about it, I might. If I have a good hard thing, I might do for the outsiders. I might do the outsiders and work my way in, unless I get to experience all the outside bit. And then when you get into the city, you're like, holy shit, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Build it up.
That's exactly
build it up a bit further.
My thought behind it, because there is, I mean, from the outside area, the wandering, you kind of start off in the garage and you work your way to Night City, and that seems to be the most interesting life path for me. What about you, Femi? Which one appeals to you the most?
Being in the position to be a cyberpunk chav, of course it's Street Kids. Hell yeah! Like, what are you talking about? I am definitely going to pick the Street Kids. I mean, they have the cool shit. Like, I'm just wondering, I can probably break into that car and drive it around, all right? Like, I can experience the nightlife.
It's all because of that basketball, isn't it? You love playing basketball in real life, and you want to play basketball in game as well. I know you.
That's exactly
Someone's throats.
Exactly what sold me on that. Like, basketball easy, Street Kids. No, I think I'll go with the Street Kids. I just feel like they're gonna be more really into a lot of interesting situations that I'll quite enjoy. I mean, I don't. Again, it's like, I'm pretty sure. Would there be a level of interconnection? I don't know what I'm trying to, like. I guess you cross paths at some points, right? So you get to experience a little bit of being like, I don't know. For me, it all sounds like starting points, right? It's all starting points.
Yeah.
So I would. Go on.
Sorry, no, go on.
I was just gonna say I would go with Street Kids because I just think it's gonna be an interesting starting point anyway. I don't want to be out in the sticks salvaging parts and shit. I don't want to be like corporate America. So yeah,
that's right. I mean, I think they kind of intersect with the main story at some point, because let's not forget, this is a single player game. Whether it gives you different dialogue options depending on your background, I don't know. You might be more familiar with other characters depending on their background. So if you're a corpo, you might be more familiar with other corpos, for example. Same with Street Kids, other Street Kids. So they do a very good job at intertwining stories from the start to the end. They did it Witcher 3. There's a reason why people keep talking about Witcher 3, because their storylines, they kept weaving in and out in unexpected ways. So that's what I think, me personally, that's what I'm most excited for. That's the side missions. But if I were to choose a life path as well, I think it would have to be Nomads. The Nomads seem, I just want to drive as soon as possible. And I don't know if you've noticed from watching these trailers, but every time you saw a car, it was a different car. I'm not expecting a GTA experience. I know deep down this is an RPG. I'm not expecting to play a Call of Duty game or anything like that.
If the cars can feel as good as GTA, that would be great.
Have they released any information about the cars, as in any customization, I think, or not?
No, I mean, for the first...
Did they?
I mean, people have only had impressions for the first 4 hours. So the people that I follow have not mentioned it.
Right.
The one person I follow wasn't a big fan of the car that he drove, but he also did state that it was a pretty crap car that he drove.
Yeah.
So I think with RPGs, we can't really expect the level of, detail behind like a Call of Duty shooter, because we know how tight those games are. Because this is an RPG deep down.
Well, I don't. This is a first-person shoot. Like, this is first-person shooting. If they can nail that aspect of it, then that's a problem. Like, I wouldn't like. It should feel like as good or even better than playing a Call of Duty when it comes to shooting, or even playing like Destiny when it comes to shooting. Like, I would not be happy.
Those are top tier, though. Those are top tier.
And this isn't.
No, I'm saying it's a top tier game, but I mean, this is also their first person
No. I am saying this now. No excuses. No excuses. You're making a first person shooter.
Of course I am.
You've hyped. No, I'm just saying, like, you've hyped this game. They can't come out and the mechanics of shooting feels like fried potatoes. Like, that is rubbish. Okay. I would not be like, no, I don't care what the story is behind it. If your shooting mechanics is trash, that's a problem. Because you're going to be doing a lot of shooting. Can you imagine if the shooting is horrible? And be like, I just want this to be over. I want the driving to be over so I can just get back to the story. Like, that's not good. That's already like a huge blow to the game. So I'm just saying, like, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, Scott. I know what you're saying. I'm not trying to like throw this on you. I'm just saying, like, generally, like, from their perspective as a developer going into this type of game, they need to nail the art of shooting, like the mechanics of it. If that's not on point, that's a problem.
Yeah, because I know Call of Duty. I know you're saying it's a top shooting
yeah.
game, but they need to nail it in their way, because there's a lot of games that nail the shooting aspect of the game. Yeah, like, but as long as they nail it, as long as it's not, like you say, you're shooting fried potatoes or something, whatever. As long as they nail it, they do. They've hyped it up enough, and that's the whole kind of base of the game is. You're out there shooting idiots.
You're driving, your story, customizing, like, see a lot of shoot. Like, we're seeing a lot of shooting. So it's not like it's side 10% you get to shoot, and the rest of the time you're just picking dialogue or whatever. If that's the case, then I can understand. Okay, shooting is a side note, but shooting is part of this game, so they have to nail it. So
I agree.
I'm confident. I'm confident they will. I mean, I know you can't really tell from looking, but it looks tight. You can
looks
tell
tight. No, I'm saying it looks tight. Yeah.
Right. The reason why I brought it up because I think first and foremost it's an RPG. That's the core of this game, not a shooter. I'm not saying it's going to be a bad shooter. I'm just saying maybe we shouldn't expect a Call of Duty level shooter because I don't think it's that kind of game. But either way, they did announce some other bits and bobs. So they did announce. I think we do have a video for this. If you want to cue it up next, Adam, we've got. They went into a bit of detail of something called Brain Dance. So I'll quickly explain what that is. It's basically a big part of the cyberpunk universe. It's what they describe as a storytelling tool. So it's how they describe it as a quote unquote a keyhole into the life of the residents in Night City. So from the lore perspective, it was developed in early 2000s. It was developed as a way of recording people's experiences. So this is the start of it right now we're seeing. So people would act out certain things for other people to watch and experience. So it was originally used for therapy, rehabilitation, but 2077, it's used for movies, mass entertainment, and of course, adult movies. Mm-hmm. So what he's doing here right now, he's robbing a convenience store for the thrill, and he's recording it for other people to experience. So he's just come out of it. He's experiencing a brain dance there and then. But it's not just watching someone in terms of this gameplay we're seeing right now. It's like I said, it's a big part of the game. She's actually quite hot. Pixels. Sorry, that was distracting. So she's pretty much the host of this thing. It's a way. I mean, think of the detective mode from the Batman games. So when you're in there, you can stop time, you can explore the area, you can free roam, you can hear things that the character might have heard or seen the first time. So they did kind of say it's going to be a big part of the game, and we can kind of see a little bit here now. So it's like Batman.
Didn't know it was Sherlock Holmes.
His detective vision he could use.
I didn't know it was going to be Sherlock Holmes.
I'm not. I don't think we'll see it that much, but it's a big part of the cyberpunk universe, and I think it's a very, very interesting mechanic. Essentially, just because it's at the very end of this clip, at the end of the initial clip, sorry, you saw him get shot in the head, and then use this mode to find out who shot him in the head, and they discovered that by scanning weapons. You can scan bodies. It's a very detailed experience. I thought it was unique. They kind of doubled down on it. Most of the streamers was them talking about this, so I'm expecting them to go into a bit of detail. So you got a lot of customization here right now. It's like your own little Adobe suite essentially. You can fast forward, you can rewind, zoom in, and all that jazz. But they did put into a lot of effort in showing this. And I think as a story tool, I think that's quite interesting because that was one of my favorite parts from the Batman games. And we only saw it more in Arkham Knight, but even then there wasn't that many instances where you would see it, only for some of the free DLC missions, I believe. So I mean, it's an interesting concept, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really, personally, I think.
I was just gonna say, sorry, go on.
No, I'm done. You go for it.
I was just gonna say that this reminds me of what Detroit Become Human did as well. They have where you look at clues to then reconstruct what happened in that specific event, how this person died or how this specific event happened by piecing together clues. And then with those clues, you have a timeline of how that exact action happened. And then you sort of keep forwarding and rewinding to sort of get different sort of clues and whatnot. So this sort of reminds me of that, but this is done in a very more, I guess, it's sort of the same, but again, it's a different take on it. So it just sort of brought me so much memories of how Detroit Become Human do it. Again, I don't know if you guys have played it. I don't think.
No, I haven't.
I haven't
played it. Okay, but if you have, this would definitely immediately just sort of take you back to this. But I like this. I think it's a very good concept, and I would like more games where it makes sense to keep doing things like this. So no, for me, it's fantastic. Yeah, for sure.
It's definitely a way of it's definitely a new mechanic. I wouldn't say it's a new mechanic to the gaming as a whole, but it's a mechanic I would like to see more of. And in a game as big as Cyberpunk, I think they are, if you ask me, they are the CD Projekt Red and the masters of storytelling. Not just the big story, but side stories as well. And this is a very interesting story tool, and I'm hoping to see more of it. So let's talk about what else they spoke about. Now, this I thought was kind of a shock to me. Really, I didn't expect it, but they announced a partnership with Studio Trigger. So they're developing an anime called Cyberpunk Edgerunners, which is set to debut in 2022. It's a bit far out, so I'm guessing they're expecting Cyberpunk to have a bit of a long life. So a little background on Studio Trigger. They're animation studio behind Kill La Kill and Little Witch Academia. I've not watched any of these. Sammy, have you watched them?
I have watched Hero Academia. That's what you said.
Yeah,
fantastic anime.
No, sorry, no. Little Witch Academia.
Little Witch Academia. Okay, I was gonna say, yeah, you should have definitely seen that. I have watched 2 episodes of Kill La Kill. Yeah, it's a student that gets her superpower from a costume that is a bit very, 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 very sketchy costume. Shows a hell of.
Of course, this is anime.
Yeah. So Yeah, I have seen a couple of episodes of that. It's interesting. I've actually not seen the whole season,
Yeah.
but if they are
Are
the
you
ones
familiar
making it,
with that?
um, based on just that anime, yeah. I thought it was an interesting anime. I thought it was good. So if they are doing this based on what they did on that particular anime, I think yeah, I don't see that. I don't see it being a bad idea that they're the ones doing it. I mean, are there other studios that could be doing this? Yeah, but based on what they've done, I think yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what they do.
They certainly know their stuff. I mean, I'm looking at that anime now, and they're not. I mean, I wouldn't say they're the biggest in anime, but they wouldn't. They don't necessarily need to be for them to choose them. I mean, they did. Looking here, that they did Indivisible, um, Fire Emblem Fates. That was a video game. Oh, I thought they helped with that. So, Black Dynamite. So, I mean, they've been around for since 2012, it seems. So,
What did you say? What is the name of the studio is?
uh, Studio Trigger.
Studio Trigger. Okay.
So, oh no, sorry, I take that back. It was formed back in 2011. So they've been around for a fair bit. So I'm very. I mean, what's important to me really is story, and I think when they're pairing up with CD Project Red, I think they can't do any wrong. So of course we don't know anything about this game yet. Sorry, this anime. We've they pretty much spoke about the. They pretty much went. They didn't. I would say they went to any detail whatsoever with what we can expect. All we know is that Cyberpunk Edge Runners, and it's going to be produced by CD Projekt Red and created by Studio Trigger. So this is fantastic news. I mean, I want more content like this. I mean, it's perfect for an anime. I mean,
I
it does not. I don't think there's enough of that kind of genre in anime. I mean, we saw Blade Runner dip their toes into anime for a brief, not even like more like one episodes, one shot episodes. But I love that whole genre within anime. So I'm of course excited for this. Sorry, carry on.
I just realized that they also did BNA, brand new animal. It's another anime that came out, I think, was it March or April? I can't remember. It's another fantastic. Well, I haven't seen it, but I know it's reviewed very well. It's one of those animes that are were sort of unknown because of what was meant to come out during the summer because of all the long running animes like ReZero and Sword Art Online. So all these bigger animes that were meant to come out this summer, this animes were sort of put down in the totem list. But I know it's reviewed well. I think it's on Netflix if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, definitely check it out. And I think it's basically based on the premise of world which animals are living in and their police and things like that. Like it's pretty interesting. I again I haven't seen it, but I know it's been reviewed quite well. So yeah, just wanted to say that.
I mean, so yeah, I'm glad you actually brought that up because the one thing I was going to say is that the one thing I want from an anime studio is a sense of style that I match. And I've just seen BNA's front cover, and I think that tone suits Blade Runner so well. It's got that whole. It's got the pinks, the blues, the purples, the traditional cyberpunk colors. That looks absolutely stunning. I'm going to keep my eye on that one. Thank you for that.
All right.
So yeah, I mean, not. Oh, I want to ask you this, Adam, because I don't think you've really dipped your toes into anime at all. But being cyberpunk, would you be inclined to check it out at the very least?
Playing the game, yeah. If depends how if the game's a total write-off and it's absolutely terrible, fingers crossed it's not, then no. But if the game is unbelievable, where I'll play it again and again and again, yeah, I don't see why not, because it is something I've always wanted to kind of get into the anime scene. So yeah, I might give it. Yeah, I might check it out.
I think if you are looking to get into it, I think there's a few that me and Femi could recommend.
Oh yeah, I got a load last few
So
couple episodes ago. I've got a fair list to watch, but this is probably if it could be one of the first I check out. By the time this game comes out, play this game, and if they do, well, it all depends when they're releasing the anime. You never know.
It's gonna be a while off. They did say 2022.
That might be when I check out anime.
So they are expecting. Yeah. Well, let's hope not, because there are some good cyberpunk anime out there right now. There's Love Hate Robots on Netflix. This is it's a series of random of inclusive stories and all made by different people. They are cyberpunk as fuck, and they're absolutely amazing. So if you guys haven't watched it, anyone, check it out. It's definitely worth your time. But let's move on. We've got some more information to talk about in terms of CD Projekt Red's PC version. So this wasn't announced at the show. It was pretty much came out afterwards. So excuse me. They went into detail on what we can expect with ray tracing. So the stream we saw was 1080p, and it was running on something called a DLSS 2.0 technology. What this means, it means that there's basically an AI rendering system that uses deep learning neural network to boost frame rates. Mm-hmm. So my understanding of this is that they boost frame rates without any more processing power. Am I right in saying that, Adam?
Yeah, you are. Yeah, pretty much exactly what you just said. It's a help hardware with not. How can I explain it? God, it's yeah. I'll let you. What it says in that script there is pretty much how I would explain it as well. It's so good. You really need to dig in deep to find out all the tech little bits and pieces. It's well worth a look up, because it's amazing how NVIDIA has just used this. It's like RTX voice. That's unbelievable. Using the current hardware, that's RTX hardware, and they've just all of a sudden out of nowhere released this RTX voice, and that's what they've pretty much done with DLSS 2.0. Out of nowhere, everybody's using AI now, so absolutely fantastic.
That's true.
Every one of their mums are using AI. So it's not only does it feature DLSS technology, it also features a load of ray tracing effects. So I don't know if you guys have been following on Twitter, but they have partnered with NVIDIA. They released an NVIDIA Cyberpunk card, which was absolutely stunning, by the way. So we're going to expect ray traced diffuse illumination. This is captures sky radiance. I was reading this, and emissive lighting to ensure that the sun and the moon realistically illuminate Night City. So
wow, okay.
Yeah, the game features ray traced reflections as well. That blows my mind. So we can expect. I don't know whether we can expect this day one.
There's
been,
it might be, because
no reason not.
Yeah, if it's coming out on PC, I mean, ray tracing's already out there in quite a few games now. So
yeah,
you would think
we like. Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing. In terms of consoles, I'm wondering if the PS5 will be able to support this technology, because Xbox have already come out and said. But they are their marketing partner. They've come out and said that they will feature ray tracing for the Xbox Series X.
I'd be very surprised if they don't. That's a major issue, I would think, for PS5.
You know the difference in power between the two consoles, so it's all very exciting. There's a lot of anything to boost frame rates is always a good thing. I mean, I don't think I'd want to play this game in anything less than 60, but with my current computer, I might have to. I might have to play in 30 max.
Don't be daft.
But also, they also mentioned, it's going back to the showcase, the Night City Wire showcase. They did mention that this is just the first episode. So we're only a few weeks away from the next episode. What they'll showcase there, I don't know. I'm presuming they've got a lot to show. There's no specific date on that yet. So yeah, I mean, let's move on, shall we? there's only so much we can talk about. I can probably talk about Cyberpunk all day,
Probably.
but let's not, because we've got some other stuff to touch on too.
Yeah.
So the last segment want to jump into is Microsoft. Microsoft is shutting down Mixer and partnering
about time.
with Facebook Gaming.
About time.
But
I'm going to be totally honest
so
with you here.
sudden.
No, it's not. If you look at the statistics over the past few months, if not half a year, 6 months plus, they've been struggling. They've ploughed a lot of money into Mixer, and they have by going down the routes of pretty much buying streamers, buying top streamers,
Yeah.
Ninja, Shroud, Lupo, I think it is. Is it Lupo? Anyways, going down that route. And if you look at their stats, Facebook's been gaining tons of momentum. Obviously, Twitch has always have and always will be. YouTube has. YouTube, after this, I think YouTube and Facebook, yeah. I'm not keen on Facebook having a streaming site, because it tends to, Facebook's quite personal as well. It's quite a personal platform. It's got you pretty much your whole life story on Facebook, where if you start like myself, I like to start Twitch as another alter ego or something like that, just something different, so where I can switch off, talk to the community, do my own thing, be a different person to what I am in real life. In a way, you can be, though. I mean, not always. I try to be as real as I can, but you get what I mean. And then, so it's I think it's the ease of people starting streaming with Facebook, where YouTube, I think, is going to kick off even more. I think that's going to surpass Facebook, because how easy it is for people, if they want to get into the YouTube scenario, uploading videos, etc., monetizing videos, that sort of thing, where when you stream to YouTube, like we're doing now, it automatically gets, as long as you put the right information, it automatically puts a description in there, title, and uploads straight to YouTube without any editing. You can't do editing, obviously, you can take it offline and do editing, but if you're doing like a podcast, like we are, like a live show, where there's no editing needed, it's same with if you just want to post your stream straight to YouTube, so you can. It's so easy. So that's why, again, we're getting back to Mixer. They've been dying for a long time. It's only eventually now, and I think it's quite clunky, the Mixer platform as well. It's not as easy as Twitch. Twitch has got it nailed, and it always will. But I've had no love for Mixer. I feel sorry for everybody, because Jesus Christ, there's a lot of people who have pretty much lost their jobs if, one, they don't go over to Facebook, and two, they don't pick up or don't move their followers and subscribers over to whatever platform they choose. I feel very, very sorry for people like that. Who just, when it happened, when it kicked off, when they mentioned this over a tweet, I think it was it a tweet that they just said? There's a lot of people crying on Mixer, and so they should, because they've just pretty much lost their job. I mean, that's my little rant.
I'll let you read out. I'll let you read out like notes from Microsoft before I jump in, Scott. So go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. So, from my notes, we've got Microsoft. They're closing their Mixer service on July 2nd. They have plans to move the existing partners over to Facebook Gaming, like Adam mentioned. So it is a surprise announcement. It does mean Mixer partners and streamers will be transitioned to Facebook Gaming starting today. So whether their audience will follow them, we don't know. There's no reason not to. I mean, in terms, I see what you're saying with Facebook. It's nice to have a persona that isn't your own with Facebook. Facebook, like I agree with you. It's personal. It's you, your friends, your family, your co-workers. Whereas Twitch it's a different place. YouTube game is a different place. Yeah. Facebook game is a different place. You don't want to mix the two. I don't want to mix the two. So I hope that doesn't take off, because I don't really. I've just broke free from Facebook. I don't want to jump back in. So they led to this decision because, like you said, the numbers weren't great. From the last report I read on IGN, is that buying these streamers was a last ditch effort, and that pretty much says everything you need to know about Mixer. So all these people have been paid millions to join Mixer and are now free to do whatever they want. So Ninja can go back to Twitch, which is unfortunate because I can't stand the chap. So, they've pretty much struggled to reach the scale that Mixer needs to compete with Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook gaming. So it's understandable. I mean, we've got I mean, Phil Spencer is obviously the big guy at Xbox. I'll read out his quote. So, we started pretty far behind in terms of where Mixer's monthly active viewers were, in compared to some of the big players out there, obviously Twitch, YouTube, etc. Microsoft's head of gaming also said with Verge, I think the Mixer community is really going to benefit from the broad audience that Facebook is pretty much has to offer through their properties and the abilities to reach gamers in a very seamless way through the social platform that Facebook has. I think that's a load of rubbish because Facebook isn't known to be a gaming platform. It's a platform, but not a gaming platform.
Very new.
It's yeah, they're still dipping their toes into it. So I'm curious to know what you have to say about this, Femi.
Yeah, just to echo what Adam said, I have not had that much use for Mixer except when I was on the Xbox without my current setup streaming directly to Mixer. That was the only time because compared to streaming on the Twitch app on Xbox, Mixer was much more convenient to do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, again, obviously it makes sense because they want you to use Mixer given that that's the platform they're pushing as opposed to Twitch.
It's a good entry point, I thought.
Yeah, it was exactly. But once any person that wants to take streaming seriously, they know that they have to get a PC, get a monitor, get all of the necessary tools, equipment, mic, camera, and then capture card if you want to then start streaming to from your console or whatever, and then go on Twitch. That's what most people recognize the whole streaming life. I want to do this streaming thing, but I'm gonna do it.
You
on
think
Twitch.
of streaming, you think of Twitch.
Was
don't you?
never.
At the end of the day,
Yeah, you don't even think about Mixer. You don't think about maybe YouTube. I know people stream directly on YouTube as well, or if they even do both at the same time. I know you can do that, but I'm not completely surprised. Now it makes sense why they bought those guys out, the top streamers, onto Mixer, because again, it was the last ditch effort. It makes so much sense now. And from when it happened, I knew that was why. I knew okay, they're trying to get people to come over to Mixer. Once they can get those people there, then maybe what their platform had will keep them there. But the platform itself, I don't know what it is about it. I mean, because I'm so used to Twitch, even if I'm completely new, I've no idea what streaming is. Somebody gave me Mixer. I've been more open to Mixer as opposed to Twitch, because I've been brought up with Twitch. I feel more at ease on Twitch, and I know that's where most people are on Twitch. That is where that's all of the base is, and where you can sort of grow your community. Nobody's trying to grow in Mixer. Nobody that I know is trying to grow in Mixer. So just to quickly round off, I'm not surprised. Now, for those streamers that have moved over to Mixer and now they're now in limbo, I know Twitch is doing this. Come home, my people. Come home. We shall welcome you open hands, because at the end of the day, that is more revenue for them that they're happy to take back. I don't think they signed anything with Microsoft to say, no, you can never return back to. Once this whole thing dissolved, they give them the freedom, if they want, I'm sure, to either go to, maybe they said, no, you know what, no, as part of the agreement, you have to stream only on Facebook gaming or whatever. They haven't. That would be interesting. I don't know why.
Now Shroud and Ninja are free. I mean, they've been paid 20, 30 million to move over to Mixer, and now they're free to. They don't have to go to Facebook, because at the end of the day, that's their contract. Well, being their contract, it's technically the contract being ripped up, because Facebook's a totally different platform. So yeah.
To be honest, the top 1%, which are the Shrouds, the Ninjas, the Lupos, those guys are good.
Yeah.
Regardless of whatever happens to Mixer, they are good. They don't make the money from just donations and stuff. They make the money from all the investments, the sponsorships, the marketing people that's how all the contracts that they do outside of this, they're good.
Oh,
they're fine.
They're good when they sign the contract with Mixer. 20 million. Exactly, thank you very much.
It's fine. So it's just the people the people that don't have that massive community, don't have that, they haven't made it to that level. Those are the people that I sort of trying to see, okay, if that's the case, then with their followers. Hopefully, they have a very strong enough community that no matter where they go to, the community will follow them over to Facebook, over to YouTube, over to Twitch. Then it's a bit of a pain to setting up, but at least they're fine. But that again, it depends on how their community is like. So I feel for them.
Yeah,
but
I hope they do.
Yeah.
I'm not worried
I hope
about
people do support
I'm not worried about
the
Shroud
streamers and stuff.
them.
Yeah, the big streamers are set for life,
Yeah.
but the small streamers that are just making a living, that sort of thing, I really do. The community out there kind of comes together and moves along with them and really helps them out, because at the end of the day, it's their job, it's their life, it's their livelihood. And again, I'm sure Mixer, all like communities like Twitch, Mixer, Facebook, etc. I hope everybody's like that. We are like a community driven.
Yep.
We know exactly at the end of the day we're giving donations to help them. Please produce more, because they're not getting backed by all these BBCs and ITV and all that sort of thing. They're getting backed by the community. So yeah, I really do.
Yeah.
I hope. I mean, I haven't really watched a lot of people on Mixer, so I haven't really got my favorite streamers on Mixer. So I can't say anything, but yeah, I hope they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I've had a very positive experience with Mixer. That was my first exposure to any kind of streaming content. Twitch has always been a big thing, but it was never initially somewhere I went, because when I needed to watch a streamer, I always had a link. It was just convenient to do it on Mixer because it was right there on the Xbox. I mean, I watched all the Xbox press conferences through Mixer. I watched everything, Mortal Kombat tournaments, because it was so convenient, because it's built into my Xbox.
Yeah.
So they did come out and say that because Mixer is built into the Xbox experience, Facebook gaming won't be, because that was a concern of mine. I didn't want Facebook integration to my console, but it seems to me like this is just a way for Mixer to offload the streaming business. Not so much as a partnership, more of like, you take this, you give us money for it, and you do your own thing over there. So we're likely not going to see that much of a presence in Xbox, but I do hope that Twitch sees this up as an opportunity to revamp their app for consoles, for PlayStation, for Xbox, because at the moment they're not great. It's not a great way to stream new people, whereas Mixer was, because you just press a guide button and you can essentially start stream there and then. And it was, I mean, I'll be honest, I've not streamed on the PlayStation 4 through the PlayStation, so I'm not familiar with how that works, but I just know how easy it was using Mixer. And the only reason I went to Twitch because of how big it is, essentially, which is why everyone thinks, you think game streaming, you think Twitch, and Microsoft were always facing an uphill battle with that. So
yeah,
I think it was inevitable.
Yeah, I don't think they didn't. All right.
I'm just saying, to round off what I'm saying, I'm just saying that it's inevitable. I didn't expect it to be so sudden. It is just a shame. I'm just echoing what Adam says. It is a shame that it's the smaller YouTubers, smaller Mixer streamers that are going to hurt the most here, because the people with the big sponsorships, they'll still be sponsored no matter where they are.
Yeah, they're fine. Yeah.
So they are fine. But yeah, as you were.
We'll find out.
No, I was just gonna say that's just like a lesson, like with the whole. If you look at just quickly, back then Nokia was the Don Dada of phones. Nokia, Motorola, killing it. Then Apple came along. Apple did something different. They took over a lion's share, if not most of it, from Motorola. They literally just kicked Motorola out of Nokia, just sent them off. And even at one point, Microsoft even had their phones. They partnered with was it not with Nokia? No, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, yeah, they bought Nokia.
They bought Nokia still. So it just shows you that if you're gonna go up, if you want to remain, if you don't want to remain number one, either you have a hell of a platform that can withstand anything and whatever comes your way. And if you want to enter that market, you have to do something really, really different to make yourself be like, you know what? Yeah. I see this is really huge, but you guys, you guys are doing something I like. You guys are doing something completely different, you know. So that's just a lesson that they just had to learn. They can't just come in there because in Microsoft they can just own it. No, Twitch has been there. Everyone knows streaming, Twitch, synonymous. They go hand in hand. So you had to come with something that makes it like, okay, Microsoft Mixer is doing something so brand new to the streaming, you know, genre that you can't help but go there. So that's what I wanted to say, just a lesson learned. So
it just goes to show that money can't buy you into that kind of platform.
Yeah.
Microsoft has the money, Twitch has the presence, so this is potentially a lesson learned there. I mean, it's essentially someone a startup going up against Apple. I think they realized. I think they realized a bit too late that it wasn't going to work.
Yeah.
But you know, it is what it is. So that's the last segment. From me anyway. I'm gonna move pass this over to Adam. He's got some stuff to talk
Some
about.
free stuff in sales. Bing, 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 bing. Games with Gold. World Rally Championship available June 1st to the June.
Finally,
3rd.
fucking hell, man!
On Xbox One.
July, not June.
Oh, sorry. July. That's what I said. Anyways, Dunk Lords. What is that game? Never heard of Dunk Lords. I'm assuming basketball, maybe?
Have you not?
No?
No idea.
No? Have you not? No idea?
I do.
Okay. Well, that's available July 16th to August 15th. Wow, that's on for a while. On Xbox One.
Dunk Lords is a 2-on-2 basketball bingo featuring over-the-top special moves, devastating dunks, and game-changing equipment. Choose from 20 of the baddest ballers around, each with unique special attacks and abilities, and do battle on a variety of hazard-filled courts. There you go. So you're right, basketball related.
Awesome. Then there is Saints Row 2, available July 1st to 15th on Xbox One and Xbox 360. Juju, available 16th to the 31st on Xbox One and 360. That's a fair little lineup. But I wouldn't mind. I do like the rally games, so I might check out the Rally Championship in my spare time.
You're definitely not.
Free with Epic Game Store is AER Memories of Old, ends July 2nd. Snap that up if it's free. Stranger Things 3,
it looks
the
really
game,
cool, that game
ends July 2nd, so not long left. Good Old Games, unfortunately, there's nothing with them at the moment that we've noticed, but Twitch Prime...
Nothing worth mentioning, I'm going to say. Nothing worth mentioning with GOG.
Might be what, sorry? Say
again? Nothing worth mentioning, with their Good Old Games.
That's, we're taking a look, so unfortunately not. Twitch Prime, Turok 2, Bad Seed, Dark Devotion, Kunai, Grip Combat Racing, and Dear Esther. And sales, sales, which I need to have a good look at when I get off here, is the Steam sale. So the sales including Borderlands, Assassin's Creed, Devil May Cry, and Resident Evil franchises. And probably every other game you can think of. Yep, I've just read that. That's fantastic. It is. Everything. Well, it's just like before, when you said, did you get anything off Steam sale? I went, there's nothing much on it. Then I thought, hang on, I haven't really had a good look. He went, there's probably everything's on there. You just haven't taken a good look. I was like, yeah, you're right. Some notable mentions. Faunar's Warden makes an appearance in Samurai Showdown. Is it Showdown? Yep. Brackets, fighting game.
It's a good game.
The Hunt Showdowns, which we recently played today. What were your thoughts? Be honest, what were your thoughts? Quick thoughts, 10-second thoughts today game.
We got smashed, but it's okay.
Wobbly as fuck. Gunplay was not on par with what I expected.
No, I agree with both of you. I'm not very good with FPS anyway, but anyways. Dying Light, Hellraid, and that's about it for the sales and free games.
Quickly, just going to touch on Dying Light Hellraid for a moment. So Hellraid used to be its own separate game, and I know this because I remember when they announced it, I put it straight into my Steam library, my wish lists, and it was there for years. And the gameplay that we saw for Dying Light is essentially what we saw from Hellraid. So they kind of merged the two. The fact that it's a 5-year-old game now. Dying Light's been out for some time, but it was cancelled. It is Hellraid is like a first-person dungeon crawler, completely off the from all nuts. Instead of zombies, you got skeletons, your typical zombie stuff, but it's got like new weapons, new locales, new enemies, blah blah, and a nice little expansion for a 5-year-old game.
That's not bad. At least I'm glad to see that they're still supporting that game and releasing DLC. That's good.
Just need to keep working on Dying Light 2.
Anyways, we need to wrap up, I'm afraid. Unfortunately.
Yes, we do. So, let's start with you, Mr. Femi. What are you playing, streaming, watching, and where can we find you?
Take a drink.
I need a big gulp of water first for this. So, just super quick. I am currently playing. I finished Life is Strange, which is a fantastic game. I recommend you guys to go check it out. We'll be playing Life is Strange 2 in the next 2 weeks, or next upper week, not this week coming. We started playing Sekiro again so that we can finish it. Yeah, started playing Sekiro on PC, so we're hoping to finish that by the end of this coming week. Okay.
It took me 2 weeks to beat that final boss. I don't think you'll beat that entire game in 1 week.
That is you. I am me. So
Okay.
So currently potentially going to check a new anime out. I can't remember the name of it, but you guys can find me on Instagram at A_R_O_2NG, and also on Twitch. Actually, Instagram and Twitter are the same, so at A_R_O_2NG, and Twitch, you can find me at twitch.tv/A_R_O, and I stream Monday to Saturdays. So check me out. Fun times.
Fantastic. So Adam, where can we find you, and what are you playing, streaming, watching?
Well, you can play me. You can find me on. You can't play. You can't play me if you want. You can play with me. That's my Patreon. Anyway, twitch.tv/nuns and Moses, and Twitter is nunsandmoses_live. The games that I'm playing, we have just discussed playing A Way Out on Tuesday. So that's going to be a new mini-series. And on Fridays, I am eventually going to get around to playing Control. Bought that game a little while back in the last Epic Game Store sale. Didn't touch it. So I'll be playing A Way Out on Tuesday and Control on Friday. But in between that, you'd probably catch me on playing Tarkov as per usual. That has got my life and soul tied up, and I don't think I'll be giving that up for a long time. But yeah, I stream.
Have you finished Dark Souls yet?
That is on the back burner.
just yes or no question. Don't worry.
No,
it's fine.
I got bored of it.
He couldn't beat Pontiff, but let's not talk about it. Keep going.
I'll give it another go. Pontiff wasn't the thing. I don't know. I just got a bit bored.
I offered to give you a hand with that.
Tarkov took my life. Tarkov came out. There's a brand new wipe, and everything was forgotten. I didn't play anything else. Tarkov was my life. But yeah, Control. Way Out Tuesday, Control Friday, but I stream Mondays, Tuesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays.
And we can find you on Twitch at where? Nuns.
I've already said that at the start. Yes.
Just Nuns and Moses. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, we've got that. Sorry, I must have missed that.
You not listen to me like I didn't listen to you. Thanks very much.
Let's wrap it up. Now, sorry, I hear Tarkov, man, and my eyelids start getting really heavy. You know how it is. So right. You know how it is. Yeah, inventory management simulator. Right. Yeah. So with me, I am currently playing Wolcen in my spare time, which is a bit like Diablo, a hell of a lot prettier. I bought that on this Steam sale. I've always said that this game it either needs to get positive reviews. It's currently mixed, or it needs to drop below 25 quid, which it did. So I bought it. Glad I picked it up because I'm really enjoying it. I'm also still playing Persona 5 Royale, which I probably will be playing in my spare time for the next year or so, because the game does not end. It's God Almighty. I mean, I must have put like 100 hours already, easily, and I don't feel like I'm anywhere near finishing the game. So watching, I have just decided to restart watching Lucifer. I don't know if you guys have caught that.
Yep.
So a few episodes, yeah.
Produced by Jerry Bruckheimer, I believe, which I think is the guy behind Law and Order, if I'm not mistaken. Bit of a different take, but I'm really enjoying that at the moment. Streaming wise, I dabbled with Gears Tactics. What day is today? Yesterday, which is a lot of fun. So I'm definitely going to continue that. Like Adam mentioned not long ago, we will be doing a Way Out on Tuesday. And you can usually find me Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Now, I will mention that my internet's a bit spotty at the minute, so things probably will change at some point until it's fixed, unfortunately. Finally, you can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/NeonDemon4, or on Twitter. I tweet quite regularly at neon_demon4. And that's it, gents. So finally, for Femi, for Adam, I'm Scott. This is Above the Fold episode 8, and we'll see you next week.
Later.
Bye-bye.